into the valley. If you don't go in the darkness, you don't know what the light is. We've got the kitty on the thumbnail, and that kitty looks like one of my stray cats called Orange Jay, like Blue Jay, but Orange Jay. I'm drawn to the orange in the card, into the valley. So orange is very significant. Fire, walking through the darkness into the light is what you're doing. My finger is on top of her head, so the higher self is saying, pay attention, higher self. Good morning, Irene. Grand rising. I'm drawn to the orange. I have orange lipstick. I have different colors of orange in my robe. So orange is very significant. Okay, so if that's the overall energy, let's go ahead and I want to shuffle these. Okay, we had divine intuition also and grounded. So those were the three cards I saw so far this morning. Stay grounded, use your intuition, because you're going through a valley of darkness, or you've just come out of it and you're seeing the light, but that's all good. This card wants to come out, and it's the Magician. So you want to use your divine intuition. Yesterday we had all kinds of wands. The Magician holds a wand. Don't forget, everything I say, everything you see is significant. It's like when they talk about the weather. They talk about wind, they talk about sun, they talk about rain, they talk about humidity. All of it has something to do with the continuation of the day, energy of the day. So, what did we all say today so far? Stay grounded. You're coming out of the darkness. You're starting to see the light. What else did we say? Use your wands, right? Use your intuition. Okay, these cards want to come out here. We've got because you're ascending. You're going through all kinds of ascension symptoms. Each person is uniquely different. Okay, so don't forget that. Some of you are going into the valley of darkness to find out what's really going on. Some of you are out of it and maybe dealing with cutting cords and toxic people. Some of you are dealing with addictions. You're getting downloads all the time in your dreams and your visions. You're getting all kinds of downloads. And again, I'm drawn to the orange in the card. The orange is actually a hand holding a bubble. And again, that's your higher self. You saw my hand before talking about the higher self. This is a hand holding bubbles. Those are visions and dreams, downloads in your astro. I don't call them dreams no more. I call them astro remembrances. Because their dreams sound like something, again, like I said yesterday about the 10 of Cups. It sounds like fantasy to dream and to manifest, right? But it's really true. You really are in the astro. You're on all dimensions at one time. So when you're sleeping, your body is laying in bed and you are in other dimensions. And you're remembering when you wake up now. It's getting more and more. Okay, these cards flew out. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess. We just had Divine Intuition, and now we have the High Priestess. So once again, it's writing down your astral remembrances. It's talking about your astral remembrances to your higher self, to your guides, and figuring out what this all means, because they're giving you all kinds of downloads. Now, The last two, this next two cards, I think that makes about 7. We don't do exactly 11. Karmic trolls, and you are your own unique experiment, okay? Experience. I said experiment, right? So that's got to mean something, but it's an experience. Now, there's going to be people that are always messing with you. That's the karmic trolls. So every time you go up, they try to bring you down. You're happy, they want you to be sad. Okay? But if you can picture them as karmic trolls, it's a lot easier just to off your shoulder, off your shoulder. And once again, I'm drawn to the orange guy. He's really fiery, isn't he? Okay, so we're going to pick a couple more cards here. We've got your Akashic records. So that's going back to the same thing as yesterday when I talked about soul contracts. So you can change your soul contract in Astro. You and your higher self can do that. While you're here, I told you it may feel like a burden, but you need to get through it. If it's really that tough, you go to Astro and you can redo it. Let's say you have a partner in your soul contract that is supposed to be your helper, and all he's doing is the opposite of helping you. You simply go to Astro and rewrite it. Get into them Akashic records. We have them cleansed now. They were manipulated, and for years we were under control of their set of Akashic records. All that's changed now. So you're free to go in there and rearrange your soul contract. Okay? Then we have, this says earth signs, okay? And I don't read astrology, so I want you to look at the picture and I want you to see how she's dressed and her warrior style, and I want you to be like that on earth. You know, yeah, guys, girls, y'all can be like warriors on the earth. Okay? So that's the main energy right now, too. It's using your intuition, it's being you. Okay? Now, we have a dark feminine in the picture. Now, that can be a karmic troll, that can be somebody in your workplace. That can even be somebody that you're watching on YouTube. It can be anything, okay? But they're just letting you know that there's a dark feminine. And also, a dark feminine can be a man using his dark feminine energy. So it's tricky. But with karmic trolls and a dark feminine, I'm getting the energy of somebody's trying to mess with you, okay? But it doesn't matter. Again, the energy is like this. Flick, 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 because you're so much in your warrior power right now. I feel that. I don't feel this as a message of gloom and doom. I'm just telling you a message of warning. I always tell you the energy. I always tell you the good, the bad, and the warning, right? Okay, so you want to stay in your warrior position. You want to stay earthbound while you're awake. You want to use your divine intuition, your high priestess energy. Okay, we're going to take a couple more cards. We've got, again, we're going into, remember I said they're downloading visions and dreams. They're downloading visions and they're downloading things in your astro time, right? Well, guess what? Of course there would be a dream thief, wouldn't there? You know? So just what I said earlier, it's like for everything that you try to do, there's someone jumping up here trying to mess it up. And why is that? We've been on the 1 yard line for a while, haven't we? We're still there. I guess the game got paused, huh? They don't want you to win, but we already won. We already know that the game is won, but we're playing through the movie. So they want to do anything they can to knock you off your mission. Okay, we're going to take a middle card. You have a divine opportunity to finish this mission. Are you willing to do it? Are you going to stay with the energy and bring your raincoat if it's supposed to rain? Or are you just going to ignore the messages and get all wet? Either way, Romans 8, God turns everything to good for those who work for them. So even if you're all wet because you didn't listen to the energy reading, it's still going to be okay. It's just going to be more uncomfortable for you because you're soaking wet, and all that extra weight may keep you from flying as high as some of us. And the Emperor came out. So what's the Emperor want to say? Let's see what the Emperor wants to say. I'm curious. He wants to say that there's monitoring spirits around him and you. You have a target on your back, and there's lots of spy energy. So he's just telling you the same exact thing I'm telling you, except he's telling it to you a lot darker. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Okay, I mean that your counterpart, whether you're girl or guy, your counterpart is just warning you to be extra vigilant. How about this analogy? I think you all should wear your bulletproof vests while you go out today. That's just being extra vigilant. He also wants to tell you that we are chosen, we are royal blood, and we are of divine ancestry. So he doesn't want you to forget who you are. And I think a lot of times we forget who we are. And I get a lot of readings talking about how we are royal, how we are chosen, whether 144, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if you don't believe that and you just think you're another everyday Joe, well, of course your powers aren't going to be as strong as somebody that believes. So once again, belief is very important. Okay, we've got transformation. We're back to the beginning again when I said we walk through the valley of darkness to get to the light. Now you notice that the card is black and white. We go through the valley of darkness to get through to the light. So you want to stay in the light. The death card means a couple things right now. It does mean that people are leaving this earth. And it also means that the old you is gone. Now, Irene is on the chat. She's the only one on the chat right now. So specifically, when you're on the chat, this is for you, right? Because you're listening to it live. You come back later and listen to it on the replay, it's still for you, okay? So it's not any different if you're watching replay or regular, but since Irene's live, it's like I'm talking to her live on Skype, okay, let's first say, or Duo, right, or Zoom. So Irene, I'm telling you that you're going through a transition and an ending and a new beginning, and you know that. Now, Soul Sister, I don't know if you checked out her video yesterday, but it was awesome. It was a transmission from Astro. I knew exactly what she was saying because I was with her in Astro, so I remember the transition. And she also talked about getting rid of your slate, making it a clean slate, and not talking about the old you. Talk about the new you. Talk about how you are so different than you used to be. Your hair is different. Your face is different. Your voice is different. Everything's different about you. Try your hardest not to talk about the old Irene. Try to talk about the new Irene. Very important, very hard to do. I told her that I've been doing testimonials for AA for 30 years, and testimonials are all talking about the old you transforming into the new you. Well, I'm the new me now. So I have to quit talking about the old me. Okay? And the last card is, do not forget, they're still messing with you. Okay? But don't forget that they can't get you. Okay? And that's the biggest thing, you know. People buy into this. Oh, I've got spiritual energy on me. Oh, I've got these karmic trolls. Oh, I've got this spell work going on. Well, they're paying for readings and they're just wasting their money while you're buying groceries. Yesterday, I was so happy because I got to buy my cats a bunch of cat food. That excites me. They're paying readings for me to go down and live like a stray cat again. And that's past. That's over 30 years ago. I don't need to keep telling you that I used to live like a stray cat. I can tell you that I live in a nice house with pretty lights and I feed stray cats. Okay? See what I'm trying to say? We don't need to keep talking about who we were. Who are you now? Who are you now? Okay, and then the song of the day, I'm going to put on my list. I'm going to put on Take Me to Church. I still don't know who that's by. Let's see if it'll come up here. Nobody told me in the comments. Who sings Take Me to Church?
Take Me to Church was recorded by Hozier.
Hozier, yep. Okay, I'm going to put him, that song, and then the other song was Metallica's King Nothing. So check out both of them songs on my January playlist. And yep, Hozier, right. Thank you, Irene. And Take Me to Church and King Nothing are the two songs of the day. And then we're not going to do an affirmation, or are we? Should we do an affirmation? Ignorance is bliss, lack of knowledge and info I miss. There you go. Ignorance is bliss, lack of knowledge and info I miss. Okay, so you go ahead and take everything as it is. I love you guys so much. Jam out to some good music there. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.